Did you know that the number of houses for sale has doubled since January? Yeah, doubled since January. And it's still not enough. I've got the Peterborough Real Estate Price Watch for October coming up next. Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Geoff White, Realtor with RE/MAX Eastern here in picture-perfect Peterborough and the Kawarthas. Today on the show, taking a look at some big topics. A lot of information to cover here today, but it's all very important if you're thinking about selling your home or buying a home. So I promise I'll make it worth your while. First, latest market numbers, also going to look at the Bank of Canada rate and how that potentially affects the mortgage rate that you'll get from a bank. Market competition, what's out there waiting for you if you're thinking of selling? And the over-under data, how long should you expect for it to take to sell your home? So let's dig in. First, let's look at my opening comment. The number of houses for sale has doubled since January, and it's still not enough. Here's how it breaks down. In January, we had 0.47 months of inventory. So in other words, if you were to sell all the homes that were for sale in January, it would take less than or up to 2 weeks, right? They'd all be sold. Now we have, it's almost laughable to say this. Now we have 1.17 months of inventory. Yes, that's more than double what we had in January, but it's only 104 houses for sale. Definitely not enough, and the demand is only going to grow. In fact, the Toronto Real Estate Board, TREB, has just issued their numbers, their latest numbers, and it shows that sales growth has outperformed listings for the last 5 months, which means there will be continued pressure on the Peterborough market as those buyers decide to look outside of the Toronto area at cities like Peterborough. Next, the Bank of Canada rate, benchmark rate, it rose last week to 1.75%. It's the 5th increase in the last 15 months, and it's all part of the Bank of Canada's grand plan to hit their target rate, their neutral rate of 3%, which means once they get to 3%, we'll be looking at, we, meaning you and I, will be looking at mortgage rates of somewhere around 5%. So with this in mind, it is quite possible that buyers who've been waiting are going to look at those rates and say, hey, if we're going to get into the market, we better do it now and beat the rate increases, which will only put more pressure on the inventory here in Peterborough. Speaking of pressure on the inventory here in the Peterborough market, if you're thinking of selling, it's interesting for you to note that not all homes are in demand. Here's a breakdown of how long it's taking to sell homes based on their price range. So you can see over $500,000, listed over $500,000. There are 46 homes for sale. Now get this, over 33 of those homes have been on the market for more than a month. One has been on the market for 153 days. That's over 5 months. The market average is 24 days. Let's break down the rest of the market. 400,000 to 500,000, 28 homes on the market, 33 days on average so far. 300,000 to 400,000, 20 homes for sale with a 26 average days on market. 200,000 to 300,000, 7 homes for sale. The average is 7 days, and up to 200 or under 200, just 1 home on the market and it just listed. So if you're thinking of selling, this is what you're competing with, and these are the numbers that you should expect. Next, let's look at the over-under. Now I know it kind of sounds like a form of gambling, but it's really just to look at how many homes have sold over ask versus how many homes have sold under ask. And this is important because it shows us what the trend is in the marketplace. Is the market speeding up or is it slowing down? So let's have a look. Since January 1, 918 sales in the city, 382 sold over ask, which is 42%, 92 sold at ask, 10, 444 sold under ask, that's 48%. Now those numbers don't really give you an indication of what's going on, but when you look month by month, you'll note that the over ask number has been declining each month since May from 50% until we got to October, where it was down to 26%. And the under ask number has been growing every month since April, from 38% to October, where it was 65%. So as more and more homes are being sold under ask, we know the market is slowing down. So we've got to keep that in mind if you're thinking about selling. Finally, the current market numbers for our market here in Peterborough show the average sale price up 7% from last October to $394. Units sold are up 23% to 104 compared to last October, and you can see the full report at geoffwhite.ca/ppw. That's Peterborough Price Watch. I know these numbers can be dry and, even boring, but let me ask you a question. Which would you prefer? A realtor who really isn't dialed into this type of information, or a realtor like me who has their finger on the pulse of the market? I look forward to talking with you. Thanks for watching Peterborough Real Estate Price Watch. One final question for you. Did you know when you click like, it tells Google and YouTube that this is good content that should be shared with others, and so they put it in front of others. So please click like. Also, make sure you click subscribe, because as you may remember, I put out new videos every Sunday, and by clicking subscribe, you'll be first to know that the video is posted. I'm Geoff White. Till next time, remember, life is good and getting better.